Ladies and gentlemen, in today's Master Duel video, we need to talk about a card that's recently been off the Master Duel ban list. Ladies and gents, this card is so toxic that before the new support that this deck has gotten, this deck got immediately banned on Master Duel. And now, a year later, this card's back. This card is back! And in today's Master Duel video, I'm going to be showcasing you guys this deck in action and showcasing you guys how truly toxic this strategy can be and answer the question, was this a mistake for Konami to unban this card off the Forbidden and Limited list? But before we begin, I have a question for you guys. What are some of the most toxic ways to win in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel? I guarantee one of you is going to write down today's strategy because this thing is truly toxic. To win in Yu-Gi-Oh! You need to reduce your opponent's life points to 0. But there are some other alternative win conditions that you can actually achieve to win the game. First, there is deck out. If you can no longer draw cards from your deck, you automatically lose the duel. You can also burn your opponent to death by reducing their life points to 0. FTK, first turn kills. But one of my favorite ways to actually win Yu-Gi-Oh! Is to make sure your opponent has 0 cards in their hand. So in today's Master Duel video, we're going to be hand looping your opponent into oblivion. We're going to make sure that they have 0 cards in their opening hand and setting up on an unbreakable board where they cannot win. One card will not be able to win the game. Doesn't matter what they top deck, they're not going to win. Chandra ain't gonna cut it. Was this a mistake? Let's find out. Val wrote it! Yo. 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 Welcome to the gates of the underworld. Guys, today we're talking about Dark Worlds, and Dark Worlds has to be one of my favorite decks of all time. This deck, not only is it explosive, but it's also very toxic. And as you guys can see with this deck list right here, it is straight GAS. Gas. Straight gasoline. No hand traps. No Max C's, no Ash Blossoms, no Call by the Grave. We're going straight gas today. And the reason why this deck is a bit better now is because we got Silva, Warlord of the Dark World, back in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. What this card does is that this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect. You can basically special summon it, but it was discarded to your graveyard by your opponent's card effect. You special summon it, and your opponent has to shuffle back 2 cards in their hand into their deck. So the reason why this card got banned in Master Duel is because we got recent Dark World support last year and they immediately banned Silva, and for some reason Konami decided that it was a good idea to actually bring this card back in Master Duel. I don't know how good this idea is going to be, but we're about to find out today in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Ranked. But this card right here loops 2 cards of your opponent's hand, and the whole goal of this deck is you're trying to loop 4 cards out of your opponent's hand, and the last card that you're going to loop off is with cards like Triple Attack Talents, or using cards like Ken, the Warrior Dragon, to summon Gen to your opponent's side of the field, so that way that they can discard the last and final card from their hand. And the whole goal of this deck is trying to give your opponent Ceruli, okay, while having Silva in your hand. Once you give Ceruli to your opponent, if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Dark World card, your opponent discards 1 card. So when Ceruli special summons itself to your opponent's side of the field, it will trigger off its effect on your opponent's side of the field, making your opponent activated, which is mandatory to discard a card from your hand. And the card you're going to be discarding is Silva. And when Silva is summoned and sent to the graveyard using your opponent's card effect, which is Ceruli, you basically get to loop 2 cards out of your opponent's hand. So that's the whole goal with this deck. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 Ken, the Warrior Dragon, from your hand or deck to your opponent's side of the field. And these cards all activate when they're special summoned. If this card is special summoned by the effect of Ken, the Dragon Warrior, discard 1 card. So if this card is special summoned to your opponent's field, your opponent has to discard 1 card. And if Ken, the Warrior Dragon, is special summoned to your opponent's field, it has the ability that reads, your opponent draws 2 cards, then they discard 1 card. So that means if you summon Ken to your opponent's side of the field using Gen's effect, so this is the best normal summon in the deck, you normal summon Gen, give Ken to your opponent, Ken will now trigger on your opponent's field, giving you the ability to draw 2 cards and discarding 1 card. So you know what happens? You draw 2, you discard Silva, Silva comes out, nukes 2 cards out of your opponent's hand. And not only is this effect crazy, but the fact that it turns on your Triple Tactics Talents is what makes this deck insane. It also turns on your Triple Tactics Thrust as well, because if you decide to play Thrust will work because your opponent controls a monster, so you can search any normal spawn trap directly from your deck to your hand, which is actually really strong. So your whole goal of this deck is looping 4 cards minimum out of your opponent's hand, potentially even 5 with Triple Tactics Talents, and also Ken or Gen which is absolutely insane. And the really fun fact is that once you give your opponents Ken, if you have triple tactics talents, you can actually use talents to steal back Ken. Use Ken's effect to give your opponent Gen. So not only are you getting a free body on board, but you're also summoning Gen to your opponent out of the field to discard their last and final card to the graveyard, which is absolutely insane. And you have cards like Security Dragon and also Akashic Magician to bounce back, of course, Silva and also Ceruli. So zone placements is actually really important in this deck right here. And after you loop 5 cards of your opponent's hand, they're still on top deck mode. They can still top deck a card, but it won't matter because you're going to set up a board with Griffin, with Appaloosa, with SP Little Knight, and so on and so forth. And there's no one card in the game that can beat, of course, like an Appaloosa. And especially if they try to pass a one card, you're just going to be FTKing your opponent on the following turn. I mean, OTKing, one turn kill on the following turn. So this deck is just straight up gas. The reason why this challenge is going to be really hard and difficult in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Ranked is because we're going to be entering Diamond Ranked against cards like Maxi, Ash Blossom, Hand Traps, so on and so forth, 10 pies, you name it. So it's gonna be really hard to resolve this combo. But if you resolve this combo is one of the most toxic strategies in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and this deck is actually really good at playing into hand traps. So they hand trap you, they have 4 cards, you can easily just loop the 4 cards out of your opponent's hand for absolutely free. So Silva has to loop exactly 2 cards, so if they have 1 card, you can't Silva them, unfortunately. But that's why Gen and Ken and also triple tactics talent is in there. And especially in a format where 10 pie is dominant, your opponent wants you to go first, this deck is the perfect strategy, and it's the perfect opportunity for you to become toxic. So let's go on with the card by card real quick, because I know a lot of you guys like this. So Ceruli, of course, Guru of the Dark World. We got Brow, Hunter of the Dark World, 1 Danger Jackalope, 1 Ken the Dragon Warrior, and 3 copies of Gen the Diamond Tiger, 3 copies of Snow on Light of the Dark World, 1 Danger Chupacabra, 3 Danger Mothman. This card is a level 4 monster and also triggers off your Dark Worlds, 3 Genta Gatesman of the Dark World, 2 copies of Silva Warlord of the Dark Worlds, 3 copies of Danger Nessie, 1 copy of Grapha Dragon Lord of the Dark World, 3 copies of Rainbow Over King of the Dark World, 1 card Destruction, 3 copies of Lure Darkness, 3 copies of Triple Tactics Talents, 2 copies of Dark Corridor, 3 copies of Gates of the Dark World, 1 copy of Dark World Archives, and last but not least, Dark World Ascension. After the extra deck, 1 copy of Grapha, the Dragon Overlord of the Dark World, 1 Baguska, 1 of course Dugaris, 1 Star Typhon, 1 Akashic Magician, 1 Security Dragon, 1 Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Mudcraker from the Underworld. It's really important because it's not a cost to discard to the graveyard. So Mudcraker works really well with Dark Worlds, which is absolutely insane. 1 SP Little Knight, 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn, 1 copy of Saruja Skull Dread, 1 copy of Nightmare Griffin, and last but not least, 1 Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. So right here is the deck list right here. And I'm going to showcase you guys how this hand loop works in this combo segment of the video. So guys, let's go on with the combo real quick. Before we begin, if you guys haven't gotten the Hero Collection yet, the Hero 3.0 Flame Edition deck box, make sure you guys get it today in the link description box below at tx1.com. This is the deck box right here. I'm not too sure if it's sold out yet, but it dropped on November 8th. So if you guys haven't gotten it yet, be sure to visit tx1.com. Get the Hero Collection today in the link in the description box below. All right, guys, welcome to the combo segment of today's video. The reason why it's really important to showcase you guys the combo segment of Dark Worlds is because this deck is one of the most toxic decks in Master Duel. And you guys remember when Dark World first came out? Yes, Silva was banned on the Forbidden and Limited list instantly when the new Dark World support cards drop, because Silva is absolutely toxic. And now that it's at 3 in Master Duel, I have to showcase you guys this deck in action, especially with Gen and Ken right here, to showcase you guys on how this deck properly works. Instantly, guys, this deck can easily loop your opponent for 4 with Silva's effect, and with cards like Talents and also Gen and Ken, you can easily loop your opponent for 5. And the reason why it's really important to showcase you guys this combo segment is because once I hop into Master Duel Ranked, I already know the future that our opponent is not going to let us combo off. What I mean by this is that, especially in 10 pies, if they know they're getting hand looped, they're just going to instantly scoop the game. They're not going to watch you combo off. So I'm going to showcase you guys on how to properly hand loop with this deck. But a huge disclaimer, this deck right here is mostly freestyle. And what I mean by this is that there's no specific combos that, you need to draw. You're just playing with the cards that you have in your hand. And then what you're trying to do is like dig through your deck for all the Dark World cards. Once you have access to Ceruli and also Silva in rotation, you basically have the 4-card hand loop. And along the way, when you draw cards like talents will become live, so that way that you can look at your opponent's hand to either loop the final card of their hand, to steal a monster, so on and so forth. So without further ado, guys, let us begin. So this hand right here is God, and the reason why this hand is God is because we open up a Gen, and Gen is broken. So you normal summon Gen, activate Gen's effect. This puts Ken to your opponent's side of the field. You put Ken right here, okay? Now when Ken is summoned, you draw 2 cards and discard 1. So what this means is that you are going to discard Silva instantly. All right, if you open up with Silva, you discard Silva. And since this is an opponent's monster's effect, it does 2 things. It triggers off Silva's effect to summon itself and put 2 cards back from your opponent's hand into the deck. And it also turns on your triple tactics talent. So now you summon Silva here. Make sure you either summon into this zone or this zone, so that way that when you make Akashi Magician, you can just bounce back Silva, which is absolutely insane. So usually what you want to do is that you want to put Ceruli here and Akashic here, so you bounce back both, which is absolutely insane. And now what you do next is I'd go Corridor here. Corridor is insane. You basically search. You can search for a Rainbow. I think searching Rainbow here is nice. Rainbow, you can just, you know, ditch the Rainbow to the grave, which is really good. And then Rainbow would trigger off its effect to search another Silva, or in this case another Grapha, directly from the deck to the hand. I like searching for Silva right here in this case because, you know, if it gets discarded, we can also draw more cards, right? So remember, guys, like, we're just freestyling here. So far we nuked 2 cards out of our opponent's hand. We want to nuke more cards out of the hand, right? So now in this case right here, we can, you know, banish the Grapha, because I don't really no Grapha is actually really insane. No, honestly, no, Rainbow can't search anymore because we only play 1 Grapha and 2 Silva. So I think this taking away Grapha is actually, it's okay. Right? Now what we can do is that you can just use this, bounce itself back, summon, of course, the Rainbow right here. And now what you want to do next is you can just activate Danger Nessie. All right? Nessie discarding itself obviously is very, very bad. So you want to activate Nessie. We want to search Mothman to guarantee, you know, a discard if Mothman gets hit. So we activate Mothman here, send the Silva away, summon the Mothman, which is really good, and then we're going to draw 1 card, draw into the Nessie. Silva also summons out. We're just basically putting more monsters on the field, right? Which is insane. So now what we're going to do next is very simple. We can activate Nessie. No, we actually don't want to activate Nessie just yet. What we want to do is we can do a couple things. We can actually make Skull Dread to draw 4 cards, to look through our deck, whatever our heart desires at this point right here. But for this instance right here, I think the best thing that we have to do is, like, we want to get access to Ceruli as much as possible. So I think the best option is to make Skull Dread here. Okay, make Skull Dread, draw 4 cards. Okay, 4 cards is insane. Activate this, draw 4. Okay, look at that. We draw 4. Look at this. And then we put back, you know, 3 cards. You know, 1, 2, back 3. You know what I'm saying? And now what's really good is now we have talents, right? Talents is actually insane because we can look at our opponent's hand to nuke the last card of our opponent's hand, which is insane. But in this case, I think this is better. How we're going to loop every card of our opponent's hand. We can just go Gates. We can discard. We can banish, of course, the Silva because we only need 1. We can discard Snow. Okay. And this draws 1. Snow will search for, of course, the Ceruli here. And they're very simple. We can just activate Gates here. Okay. Then we activate Gates. Okay, Gates is insane. We banish, of course, the Snow. Of course, we discard Ceruli. Alright, draw 1. Ceruli activates. Summon itself right here. And then, of course, Skull Dread will trigger. Ceruli will trigger as well, which is really good. And then we get to discard Silva. Silva summons back, draws 2. So mills 2. Summons this back here. Their opponent loses 2 cards. Yep. And now Skull Dread will gain, and now we can go Talents. And Talents is really good because we can take a card, and we want to take Ken, and then we can activate Ken right here, which is insane. Ken will get to special summon Jen to your opponent's field, and then when this card is summoned, your opponent is forced to discard a card. So that's how you're gonna actually loop the last final card out of your opponent's hand. And now what you do is that once you have the situation, you just want to build your board, right? So you're gonna go with this, like, shuffle this back, summon this, and just like build your board as much as possible. You can make Apollosa, you can do a bunch of crazy things. You can basically do whatever your heart desires, right? So we go this, Nessie here, like I'll showcase you guys what we can just build up here. Summon Nessie here. You know what I'm saying? like summon Nessie. Yes, card destruction is even more insane as well. This effect just brings back more monsters. Summon back, of course, the Mothman here. And like now we just want to try to build a board with Appaloosa and stuff, right? Which is really, really good, right? This, of course. And now we can even use card destruction for free. You know what I'm saying? And now what we can do is that we can like what I like to do is like I like to make like Muckraker. Like Muckraker is really broken. Like Muckraker here. They make Griffin. Okay, so this is what I was able to combo off. Honestly, every combo lines is going to be a bit different, but this is what you can go towards when it comes to, you know, after hand looping your opponent. There's no one card that can beat this. I'm being honest. Like, what one card is going to beat this? You know what I'm saying? You got SP that, you know, if they open up Lightning Storm, you go SP Banish. They still have one card. These cards come back anyways, which is absolutely insane. And like, what one card is going to beat this? You know what I'm saying? So the whole goal is like, you hand loop them 4, 5. They're on top deck mode while you have Unicorn, which is Coaling, Griffin, and also SP Knight. This card is a skill drain, which is insane. So obviously you just loop your opponent for 5, and then you just make it on a breakable board, something like this. Either, you know, have Griffin, Appaloosa IP, or even like the Dark World Quick Play, and so on and so forth. But that's the whole goal of the deck. That's what makes this deck a bit toxic, is because once you loop their hand, you add on a breakable board. And look at this. Like, look, like, obviously I'm playing against a bot just to showcase you guys an example of what this deck is able to do. But like, you know, like one card is not going to do anything. Like, see? And when it comes back to your turn, you draw for turn. This card right here. Okay. You draw 2 cards, which is absolutely insane because it's cold link to 2. And then you just continue playing your combos. Like, look, activate this. Like, you know, you basically, like, you know, just continue to just go off, you know, this, you know, discard this, you know what I'm saying? Like, just continue, you know, normal summon this. You know what I'm saying? Activate Rainbow. Bounce back. Yes, sir. Summon. You know what I'm saying? And then activate this. You know, continue to play Yu-Gi-Oh, ladies and gents. Like, banish this. Discard Brow. Discard Snow. Draw 1. Snow effect. Search. Like, search this. Okay. And normal summon this. Like, you guys get what I'm saying? It's just like, just infinite. It's just like infinite, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously when it comes back to your turn, you just like, this is already enough game, right? This is already enough damage for lethal. So yes, this is another toxic strategy that you guys can definitely go ahead and try on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, especially in a format where everyone is playing Tenpai, and in a format where the format is just infested with Tenpai dragons. So this is definitely the deck for you guys to try out. And yeah, that's what the combo is all about. You're trying to use Silva to loop your opponent with the addition of Jen and Ken. And yeah, let's hop into Master Duel Ranked, see if we can get a couple W's using this deck right here. Without further ado, let's begin. All right, ladies and gents, here we go. Dark Worlds in action. And we're starting off by going first. Yo! Going first is what you want to see, ladies and gents. Going first is what you want to see. It is literally Christmas, guys. It is Christmas time. All right, we also got triple tactics talents as well. Oh, he probably has Maxi. Maxi, bro. Oh, no Maxi. All right, let's go lore first. See what they're saying. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go corridor. Okay. Corridor, search this. Ditch this. You know what I'm saying? Effect, search. Search rainbow. Search rainbow. Okay. Nothing here. Interesting here. Okay. We know we're playing against Tenpai. They probably have some sort of like Maxi or something like that. They have Maxi. We have a contingency plan, ladies and gents. Banish this. Discard this. Draw 2. Oh. Wow. Of course, search Grappa. Silva. Okay, let's search Grappa here. And let's see what Danger Nessie is saying. Let's go. I'm gonna chain Maxi here. Oh, wow. Summon Nessie. And we're replacing one card here. Okay. Let's go Nessie again. Come on. All right, Nessie. Do your magic. Oh my god. Okay. Effect. Get Jackalope. Let's get Mothman here. Let's get Mothman. Let's get Mothman. Anything but Mothman, please. Silva will be insane. If you hit Silva. Okay. I love that. Summon this. Okay. Effect Silva. Summon itself. Okay. Bounces back. Summon Rainbow. And then we bounce, activate, of course, Grappa to bounce this back. Okay, activate Grappa. Bounce this back to our hand. Now we can freely activate Jackalope, okay? Now we have 3 monsters for Saruja as well, which is actually insane. Okay, let's hit it again. Hit it again. What are we hitting, bro? What are we hitting? Oh, tactics. That's not what we want to hit. But it's okay. Oh, Dark War Archives. Okay. Okay, activate this. Go activate effect here. Discard this. Chain link 1. Chain link 2. Alright guys, here we go. We're trying to bait our opponent to just use something, you know what I'm saying? But they're not using anything. Add this to the hand and we're discarding 1. Draw 2, discard 1. Discard this. Draw 2. Okay, this is pretty decent. Okay, summon this. Okay, let's bounce this back. Summon. Okay. Look, guys, look how many cards we have in our hand. We need Gen and Ken, guys. We need Gen and Ken. Oh. Hey, we just banish this, right? Rainbow here. Skull Dread. Activate effect. Draw 4. Draw 4. We need to draw Ken. Baylor. Okay. Does make sense. Okay. Now we get to look at our opponent's hand. So they lost 1 card already, right? So now let's loop. Let's look at the hand, fam. Let's look at, like, come on. We're playing against Senpai, right? So let's look at their hand. Wow. This is ridiculous. Let's put away this shit. Okay. Put this shit back to our hand. Summon. Let's loop for the rest, bro. We need Ken. Come on. Not anything but Mothman. Okay, that's good. We like that. Summon this. Okay. Summon this. Okay. Yeah, here. And no cap. Draw 2, discard 1. So we go this. Draw 2, discard 1. Okay, this. Effect. Oh, guys, this is actually kind of insane because we go this. And honestly, we can make like a mediocre board. a small board, like not too strong but not too big. You know what I'm saying? So we discard this, send this, draw 2. There you go. Okay. You have to make a light board, small board. Okay. Talents. IP. IP here. Yeah. And then we use... Okay, we know he has Chandra and Genroku, right? Gonna go with this. Bounce this shit back. Summon this. Gonna go with this. Yeah, and then this. And this. Oh shit, wrong guy. Discard this. Allura's great. If we can hand loop for 2, that'll be really, really good. Activate this. That's amazing. I think banishing Nessie is really good. I think banishing this is better. And then we set this. I think this is good enough. Activate this. Tactics is good. Summon this. Hopefully we draw like Cerulea or something, right? Okay. No more gates here. Yeah. Appaloosa here. And I think like even though that we technically hand looped for 3, right? Or 2 already. But like this board is just like crazy right now. Bounce the shit back. Summon Grapha in defense. And this is good because we can actually make this guy to nuke the entire board. Yeah, this is actually broken. This is actually broken. As soon as you activate Sangan summoning, we're gonna go IP Masquerade now. It's crazy. Okay, and on res, IP, make SP here. Like, this deck cannot beat Appaloosa, ladies and gents. Like, we have a contingency plan always. Sangan summoning, see ya. So let's try to go Gamma. Roku, yeah. Okay. So IP, like this negates, right? Yep. This. Summon Rainbow. Grapha! Summon Grapha right here. Okay, okay. Tenbai is really trying to cook here. Fadra, okay. Negates that. And if Fadra uses effect, Silva comes out. Okay. Oh, I should have used another card instead of Silva because this can change the effect to just nuke the last 2 cards of their opponent's hand. That would have been absolutely crazy. Just chain this. Chandra, one unknown. So has the SP. Summon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that would have been better. Because I could have chained Fadra's effect to just discard a card. Summon Silva, and nuke the last 2 cards of their opponent's hand. Which is actually crazy. Hyman. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Chandra. Negate. Okay. He's gonna go to well, main phase 2, end phase. That's pretty much it. What the hell? Interesting. Yeah, manage this. Discard this. Effect. Effect. Okay. Summon here. We have to make Griffin. Discard this. Draw 2. Hard destruction is crazy. Special summon, of course, Rainbow. Summon this. I think the best thing to do. Activate this. Discard this. Effect. Summon. Okay. All right. Summon. Normal summon. Okay, guys, I'm running out of time. Griffin. Okay. Okay, battle phase. Okay. Wow, wow. Holy shit. Oh yeah, these guys can't be destroyed by battle, but they can't even use their effects in the battle phase unless they're linked anyways. So these cards are not linked, right? So they can't even use their effects. Yo, this is actually a grind against Tenpai right now. I respect it. Wow. I actually respect it. Can't be destroyed by battle. I respect it. 3 cards left in deck. Okay, well, we have the unicorn spin it back for sure. Which is the card that can destroy battle? Tentai monsters. Thinks he's cute. Manage this. Okay. Effect. Okay. Oh, wow. And I also had talents, too. Wow. Discard this. Nope. Normal summon. Activate talents. Take control of this shit. Flip it face up. F you, Tenpai. Your ass. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! That was a crazy game. That was a crazy game, ladies and gents. You see that? Ladies and gents, going first is probably the most wonderful thing you want to see here in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. All right? Because going first, this is what happens. You set up this board, you play the long game, you loop cards in their hand, and then you just win the duel, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, my favorite. All right, let's go first. Let's go first. Okay, hopefully we're playing against Tenpai again because, you know, going first, having cards like talents, look at opponent's hand to see what they're playing is absolutely crucial. Ladies and gents, let's get it. All right, okay, so this hand right here, you know, it's, let's see. Maxi, no shifter. Oh, I don't like this. When they just do this in draw phase, I just get scared, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're lagging, you know? Shifter. Ash Blossom. Okay. So hand loop itself for 1 already. Okay. Let's go with this. We need to see what we're drawing first. Banish this. Discard this. Draw 1. Okay. Okay, please no Maxi. No Maxi. Yes! Okay. Summon. Okay, guys. I don't think they have Maxi anymore, right? because there's no way they wouldn't max seed on Genta. It makes sense to draw 2, right? I'm drawing 2. Draw 2. Okay. Oh, Cerulea's actually insane. Now we can go with this. Okay. Okay. Probably Imperm. Okay, because Imperm will not work here. Let's go with this. Banish this. Discard this. Again. Scoop every time, ladies and gents. Scoop every single time. Holy smokes. You see that? Going first. Instant game every time. Because they're not going to sit and watch you hand loop. You know what I'm saying? All our opponents are just going to instantly scoop. Ladies and gents. You guys see that? You are going first. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. Ladies and gents. And this is against Tenpai. So let's get it. Let's go. All right. Let's hand loop. Okay. Okay. No Maxi. No Maxi. I like this. And the best thing to do is just go Allure Darkness first here. He does have Ash Blossom here. For sure. Yeah, let's do that. Let's activate Allure. Let's get more monsters to our hand. Please activate Ash. Okay, we have to banish. We have to banish Rainbow. Okay, and then we go Corridor. I think they have to Ash this. Ash, yep. 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 I think Talent's Look at Hand is like completely pointless. Talent's Look at Hand is crazy. Let's see if we can bait out thing first. Maxi. Gamma? Crazy. You have to keep playing, bro. Okay, this is freaking godly. Oh my god. So godly right now. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Oh my god, you guys see that? I think a rainbow, right? Okay. Activate this. Gates. Wow! From that draw to Gen and Ken? God damn! They're never gonna let us combo, ladies and gents. That's why it was really important for me to showcase you guys how the combo works here in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, to showcase you guys the toxicity of this combo. And yeah, ladies and gents, 3 for 3. Absolutely insanity, ladies and gents.